From NPR, Harris concedes the election but vows to not stop fighting for a better future.
Violent rhetoric.
Now hold on there, friends. Yes. Look at that beautiful headline. She concedes, but she vows not to stop fighting. How do you think the AP wrote about Donald Trump's victory?
Yeah.
Let's show it.
Badly.
The AP said Donald Trump was elected the 47th president of the United States on Wednesday. An extraordinary comeback for a former president who refused to accept defeat 4 years ago, sparked a violent insurrection at the U.S. Capitol, and was convicted of felony charges and survived two assassination attempts. That, my friends, is called a run-on sentence, and it shows you that not only are they emotionally damaged, they're stupid.
I just want to say, if anyone in the Democratic Party has any level of self-awareness, they're going to look at Kamala and say, maybe you should stop fighting. Like, maybe you're not the person who we want at the forefront of the movement. You can sit this one out. You've earned it, Relax.
So she's going to start an OnlyFans now because she has nothing better to do.
I told everyone that you tweeted that last night. I saw it.
Sorry.
So there was a stark moment at her concession, and that's when a squirrel ran across the stage, and it was an omen.
It was a remote-controlled squirrel.
Trump said in spirit.
Never forget it was screaming.
I don't know. I thought it was God who sent us a sign that vengeance for Peanut had begot.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
That Peanut took the stage like that.
Or Peanut's brother.
The ghost of Peanut.
The ghost of Peanuts.
That's the next mystery book.
Which is also Seamus's magnum opus.
Yeah, we did listen. If you guys want to go over there and check it out, it's really short. It's actually just under a minute. Maybe that's why it's my magnum opus. People just I overstay my welcome the rest of the time. But
so we'll just jump over to our good friends at The View. There was a really Trump Jr. had a great tweet. Candace Owens had a great tweet saying we can't wait to watch The View. And what do you think their response was?
I think they accepted it gracefully and said that this is what the American people want.
Four of them are wearing black and mourning.
Well, I just want to say something about the Democrats in general before we play this. Tim, earlier in the show, I think you're spreading a bit of misinformation. You said the Democrats didn't learn a lesson here. They did learn a lesson. The lesson is that you're wrong for the way you voted. The lesson was not we need better candidates. The lesson is the American people are wrong.
There are liberals legitimately tweeting Kamala didn't have a campaign problem. The United States has a problem.
That's it.
Well, one of these chicks used to work for Trump, right? The one on the far right of the table.
Oh, yeah.
Or she's on the far right.
She used to work for Trump, and now she pretends like she doesn't like him. And then Whoopi Goldberg also used to love Trump and pretends she never loved Trump.
Yeah. Let's play this clip. It's pretty short.
I mean, aside from buck naked dancing on the top of the table, I don't know what else she could have done.
Yeah, that would have cost her a lot of votes. But anyway,
that definitely would have helped.
I think she left it all out on the field. I think she raised $1 billion in 3 months. I think that she ran a flawless campaign, and I maintain that. I think now it's the time for us to work.
So I want to just say this in response to this video. A lot of people are saying that they're delusional and they're crazy and they can't admit it. No, I fully accept everything they said. Kamala did run a flawless campaign. As flawless a campaign a crackpot far-left cultist could run. And that means America says your ideas are garbage. It could not have been better. There is nothing she could have done to sell this trash to the American people.
There's a common theme that I was noticing today is that a lot of people are very quick to say that America wasn't good enough for Kamala.
That's right.
I'm not kidding. Right. They're saying that America is an inherently bad place, and this speaks to the opinions that they have of America and of the people in America. That America's inherently bad, America's inherently racist, America's inherently sexist, and it's all of these negative things. These people don't love what our country stands for. They don't love the founding ideals of small government, of individuals rising up and taking care of themselves independently of the government. And you can hear it when they say, well, you're not good enough for me. It speaks of significant arrogance, and it speaks of just a bad worldview where they are the goodness and the rest of the world falls short of their goodness. It's almost like, and I'm not that I'm one to speak about religious ideas because I'm not particularly religious, but it speaks to the idea that I am the God and the rest of the world must must meet my expectations.
That's exactly right. First of all, they wanted to get rid of the Electoral College before. Now they have to get rid of the popular vote. Which, by the way, they're not beyond trying to do. But they do that all the time, too. Every structure we have, they wanted the Supreme Court gone because they lost the majority there. They want free speech gone because they've lost the argument.
I agree with Democrats completely on their plans to stack the Supreme Court with 6 more justices. We'll wait until January 21st.
Their former plan is that the plan has gone by the boards.
I mean, Trump said he wants to be more moderate and heal the country. He should give the left one of the policies they want. He should say, I will stack the Supreme Court. You guys have been saying that you want this forever. Let's do this. We'll help the American people.
Realistically, there's probably going to be one Supreme Court justice that will retire in the next
maybe two
in the next 4 years. And so hopefully if things go right, we can get 2 more, Clarence Thomases.
Unfortunately, he's going to be one of the guys who'll step down.
Unfortunately, so that means we got to get another one of him, and maybe a second, maybe someone that's reminiscent of Scalia, but someone that's
kids, right?
an originalist.
You got to invent cloning first.
Wouldn't that be great? I mean, I understand it's probably harder to find someone that has that kind of pure understanding or that pure look on the originalist ideas, but that is really what we need because. Judge Napolitano says this all the time. Either the words mean what they say or they don't. And if they don't mean what they say, then they're meaningless. So there's no point in having a constitution unless it means what it says.
I love that. Whenever we get these favorable rulings in the Supreme Court, the left is like, the Supreme Court is white supremacy, and it's like Clarence Thomas with the majority opinion.
Well, I want to say 2 things about this. Firstly, this clip, and then secondly, something about how the left is responding to this generally. She makes an argument that I don't think she realizes is a complete and total self-own. She says Kamala Harris is a great candidate. She raised over $1 billion. Yeah, she had a lot of money thrown at her and still lost. That's what you're saying. Her campaign having significantly more money than Trump and her still losing is not a fact in her favor. And I also want to mention this. Donald Trump is a unique candidate. Donald Trump is a unique candidate because he's the only candidate in decades to win 2 elections despite being overspent by his opponent. That doesn't usually happen. And the second thing I want to say is we're getting this hilarious take from a lot of left-wingers where they're posting all over Twitter. I'm very confused. How can it be the case that I am correct about everything all the time and that Donald Trump won? I'm trying to square this. They're like basically saying this without any irony. How could it be the case? It's like, because you're wrong about everything.
They're incapable of introspection.
They actually do. There actually is a Marxist idea, direct from Marx, that you can tell something is right or true if it helps the revolution come about.
Yeah.
So in other words, it has to.
That's what the
idea. You can't ever be wrong.
It's zealotry.
It's
religious, or I say cult-like fervor.
Yeah. It is. Tim's exactly right. It is religious, and it also speaks to the idea that there are without a God. And again, I'm not the guy to speak on religious things.
We're going to change that.
I'm fairly agnostic.
We're going to change that.
But without a God to actually dictate what is moral and what is good, then there is no moral or good other than what helps you attain the ends that you're after. And that's one of the things that the left does all the time.
Can I ask you something? Because, without a God, and I don't believe in God because I think he makes me nice. I don't believe in God because I think it's good for the Republic. I believe in God because I think he's there. I actually believe he's there. And one of the reasons I believe he's there is if you take him away, everything goes away. The meaning of your body. When they say, oh, yeah, you can become a woman, they're right if there's no God. Mm-hmm. The reason you can't is because your body has meaning.
So I say that I'm not the best guy to speak on religion because I'm not someone that has not someone that has like the actual faith. Uh-huh. Like I believe if you're going to speak on faith, you actually have to believe
you're
it.
You're speaking on a religion.
Yeah. And I've got way too many questions and I'm way too agnostic to say that I know. I used to think I was an atheist, but I call myself agnostic because there's way more that I don't know than I do know.
Yeah.
So
true. Yeah. Welcome to the club.
real quick, because we had a super chat come in and just reminded me of something. Didn't Rudyard say Trump would win?
Yeah, I think he did.
Rudyard Lynch of What If Alt History, Serge is nodding yes. We had him on the show a couple times over the past few weeks, and he's predicting 1,000 deaths, politically related deaths, by April. And part of his prediction was that Donald Trump would win.
What do you mean?
Deaths? Political deaths?
Yeah, he believes.
What does that mean?
He believes
symbolic?
that we're going to see insurgency and violence from the left following Donald Trump's victory.
You know, I actually don't agree with that. I was saying that I've been saying that Trump would win the popular vote and the electoral vote for weeks.
Really?
And yes. Oh, yeah.
You called it.
I did call it. And the reason I called it was not because I'm good at observing polls. It's because I'm good at observing the culture. And I think the fact of alternative media has actually changed everything without people realizing it. It kind of came in slowly. And so we don't really realize how much the culture has changed. But I think because of that, they can be seen now. They used to move in a shield of invisibility created by the media. And they realize they can be seen. If they go out and burn down buildings, we see them. And we think, oh, that's the left. You can't have these kind of George Floyd things where everybody goes, oh, we deserve this anymore because they did it once. That's all you get. You get to burn down buildings once. Now we get it. They're the ones who silence people. They're the ones who burn down buildings.
The internet was a daylight onto that.
Yeah.
And
There hasn't been much like rioting or violence today.
No,
right?
not almost
yet.
nothing.
There's just a lot of whining on Twitter, and like my favorite part has just been seeing the horseshoe theory borne out, where all of these women who voted for Kamala and call themselves radical feminists are now like vowing to lives of celibacy because they're worried that there's going to be a federal abortion ban. And not just that, it's not just a fear of an abortion ban. It's really just their anger at men who are collectively to blame for Trump's victory. So they're like, you don't get to have sex with me anymore. Like, it's like, I'm taking away the carrot. Like,
And conservatives are like, oh no.
yeah, and like, we've been telling you not to have sex with men who you wouldn't have children with. Please listen.
Well, the white dudes for Harris threatened a sex strike if Kamala lost, and then she lost.
Women are talking about getting sterilized. They're talking about getting their tubes tied right now. Like, it's the most insane response.
Despite the fact that blue states still are completely unrestricted across the board.
Yeah. They don't understand.
And have been this whole time.
They don't know it's true. They actually genuinely don't understand.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.